So
all right. And
it's detrimental. That's why they've spent so much time creating a media that lies to us repeatedly.
oh yeah, well boy do they ever. Let's take another call here. We'll go Minnesota 651 area code. You are up next. Who do we have?
Yeah, hey Michael, this is Steve, slightly slanted salute for the truth.
Well,
how you doing, Robert?
Hello.
Hi, Steve.
How are you guys?
Good.
Good.
Sorry, I've been working hard, Michael. So I'm sorry I've missed your show lately. But
That's
Robert,
right.
I've got a couple questions for you, bud. And I enjoy your insight, and I've watched a lot of your podcasts, and you're a very astute observer as far as the esoteric side of things. Are you aware of Orion in the Vatican at all? Have you ever heard of that? The Orion in the Vatican?
Can you be more specific?
It's done by a guy named Danny Wilton. He figured out. Well, the whole thing started when he matched a couple images up, and they overlay with the nebula, the Orion Nebula, and
I see.
But I mean, it started there, and it went as far as he figured out he thinks it's the Ein Sof, and I tend to agree with him, or the only begotten, or I don't know if you're aware of those terms or not, and that's why I'm calling to ask you if you think that maybe that is a false matrix, maybe, or I wanted to get your opinion. I was hoping you were aware of the work that was done there, and it's backed up with all kinds of stuff I won't get into here, but have you ever heard of that?
No, I haven't, but I'm not surprised. I mean, that the Vatican is very much run by Marduk, the first son of Enki. And so people like Father Malachi Martin had said, oh, Satan's in the Vatican. Well, no, Satan started the whole process out of Babylon. I mean, so you have to go further back to really understand it.
Okay,
Enki is hang on.
Sorry to cut you.
Enki's originally from Orion. He was a prince, the firstborn to the queen of the royal court of Orion. So it makes sense that you would see the symbology there. A lot of people are under the false impression that Orion is the core of the problem. The only thing out of the Orion that is actually causing the issues is the Lucifer, the rebeller. He triggered a civil war amongst his family, and then turned around trying to blame everybody. So the religions that he set up here are basically to worship him and his particular empire that he created, his rebel empire.
I totally agree with that. So in your broad opinion, in your esoteric view on it, do you see Orion as maybe a lost connection for the good or the light of the world? I mean, and what is your take on Thoth and the Emerald Tablets?
Oh, okay. So again, please, you got to visit my library at unicusmagazine.com. Click on library, scroll down. Turns out Thoth, also known as, actually that's the Egyptian, the Greek name for him. In Egypt, he was known as Tahuti or Jehudi. He is the third son of Enki. He is the third son of Enki. His brother Ra, Marduk, is just like Enki. He is a rebel. He is a real criminal, essentially. So Thoth is definitely Babaji, Hermes, whatever. He is a benevolent benefactor, and so that's been coming up a lot lately. And naturally, it's not that simple for him to actually interact with us. But so it seems like every time he makes a move for our benefit, then he's brother
for the light, right?
Yes, but his brother will then overshadow it with some religious nonsense or political crazy crap, and so the chess game is still ongoing.
This is beautiful, man. That's you just. I mean, I got goosebumps, and I don't know if you're aware of. I don't know, but yeah, goosebumps. When that happens, man. When that happens with me, it's truth being told, and you know what? I appreciate that answer.
I thank you because I feel it too. I feel it too, man. I'm really chilled. I'm chilling with this. The spirit is running through all of us right now because this is not that complicated. It's been hidden in plain sight. Unfortunately, they have convoluted the truth so badly. But when we hear the truth, we resonate. We feel it in our DNA. It feels like a chill.
Yeah, people that are awake, you feel goosebumps then?
Yeah, absolutely, of course.
All the time? When
yes,
truth is being told?
Yes, when I'm saying it or when I hear other people saying it, if it's the truth, if it's authentic, yes, of course, because here's what's happening. The energy is running. Okay, as I told you, the light energy is constantly running. But when we connect to each other and this web of light, we feel an acceleration of energy in our body through the chakra system, also known as the tree of life, which has been off limits to us.
Right now,
yeah. It was the gods forbade it. Actually, it was not. It was the dark side of the force that forbid us from connecting on that level. But Babaji, Thoth, Hermes, whatever, he's always been there to initiate and help us connect to that through our the DNA and the chakra system. The tree of life is an analogy for the spinal system, by the way.
Right, right, yep. And the Kundalini and all that stuff, yeah.
Right,
so
but
what
it's
is your
not
take
even
on
a
the
tree.
eye in the triangle symbol?
The tree of life is inaccurate.
Yeah.
It's really the tree of light. We are seeds of light that came from a tree of light within a web of light or a garden. This is a very organic, natural process. This has been interrupted and perverted. So
I honestly believe that we're born from the. I hate to call it this because there's negative attached to it. I think, but Anu, it's the Anu Ledbetter. I don't know if you're familiar with his work.
Yeah.
But
you got to read Wes Penray's stuff to understand that Anu, the king, is only on this world is projected as the patriarch of all mankind. It's not true. Our DNA was created by the goddess, so-called Mother Nature. You realize that everything here has been perverted and turned around, and so there's this divine feminine has been basically relegated to the back seat as something, just an afterthought of the Father. The Almighty Father.
Correct.
And that's not true, because none of us come into this world without a mother. Everything about creation, manifestation, it's through the Vesica Pisces. That is a divine womb. That is feminine.
The Vitruvian man, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that the two, making the two one again then, in your opinion?
Yes. It's actually two.
Joining the two?
From two becomes three. That is the understanding of triplicity. Okay, it's beyond duality. That's the first level of understanding of manifestation. It's not difficult.
Thank you.
But it's been withheld from us because they in this particular realm, they know it's easier to control us if we can't compete on that level. Once we start to manifest and it's not an intellectual exercise. Once we use that and become familiar with that process and we master that, we truly are what we are as gods.
Right. And do you think that consciousness speaks through like thought? And do you think they send like a sequence of numbers? Have you ever experienced anything like that?
Oh yeah. But you got to understand, he's a grandson of the